Hello, my name is David Brady. I've been sharing two other videos that I did. One on my first book, titled Survival Transforming Childhood Trauma, and my second book, Success Reflections on Money, Sex, and Power. And here I am with my third. The purpose of these videos is really just to introduce myself and let you have some idea who I am. I've been doing a number of videos short videos on Amazon, pardon me, on Google AdWords, on Facebook, and now I want to put them up on Amazon. But these are going to be there because the other videos are only 1.5 to 2 minutes. I have some 5.30 minute, 5 minutes and 30-second ones that deal with the 8 steps of the mastermind, which my books are about. But I was trying to also, in a general way, just give you a landmark, like a landscape of my life. Because you may wonder, why would I want to listen to this man, or why would I want to read anything that this man writes, and who is he and who does he think he is? So, I have considerations rolling around in my head about, like, they already had Wayne Dyer. You've already had all of these other remarkable people. What are you going to add to the mix that's going to be any different, or add anything unique so that you, the viewer, can come away with some value? And it's my sincere hope that what I share with you in a general way may be of value for you, to help you, whether or not you've come out of a childhood where you've had real challenges and difficulties, or that in fact you have had tremendous success, but like myself, realize that it is not necessarily what you believed it was going to be. And it was just astounding to me to find out that no matter how much I achieved, I never had any sense of peace or satisfaction. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you about my third book, which is Serenity, Aging with Dignity, Living with Grace. That book there's a video on YouTube that has 90,000 plus views. That book has somewhere in the vicinity of 40 odd 5 out of 5 star reviews. Well, there's one 3 out of 5 star, and a woman who wrote a book with the same first title, Aging with Dignity, said I didn't see much here, but I just thought it was funny. So the Aging with Dignity, what brought it about was that I was flying along. I had this amazing career. I'd been teaching at 3 universities. At that point, I'd been teaching at 2 universities. I've been a producer. You can see behind me some of the films and television, the press, The Gray Fox. On the left-hand side of the screen was a movie I did back in the early 80s with Francis Coppola, and went on to be nominated for Golden Globe for Best Picture and Best Actor. Young Street was one of my last productions. And then, as everything was just flying right along, I found myself with a catastrophic injury. And I would end up almost losing everything that I thought was important to me. And that triggered in me the thought, oh my God, how many other people like yourself find yourself as you're aging in a situation where you may be concerned or worried about your financial future. You may feel anxiety or fear because a loved one is sick. I just had one of my closest friends pass away this morning. A wonderful guy that I've known for 43 years, who helped me a lot over the years. And, I'm grateful to say that I was able to go share time with him and be with him and have a lot of great conversations that were meaningful. And, when I started to look at this book, I wrote it with the idea, how could I be of service to others? What could I do so that if you, the viewer, is somebody that, you may have, like I did, be in the process of losing your business or losing your home. You may be caught in a financial downturn. You may be experiencing the breakup of a marriage. Your partner or loved one may be critically ill. And I adapted the 8 steps of the mastermind principles for this book. All of my 3 books focus on the 8 steps of the mastermind. And the 8 steps of the mastermind were created by a Unity minister, and Unity was a church founded at the turn of the 20th century by the Fillmores, and it embraces all theology. I was raised traditionally Irish Catholic. Unity really, in addition to traditional Christianity, recognizes the wisdom in Judaism, Buddhism, whether it's Muslim, whether it's Hindu, the Vishnu, it doesn't matter. That we all are built, we're hardwired to have faith. I mean, a lot of people claim to be atheist. I've never had that kind of faith. I've been an agnostic. But the majority of my life, except for a period when I was very young, I've had a degree of faith. Today it is deeper than it's ever been, and I feel a tremendous connection to the higher power of my choice. And my higher power is not, I'm definitely not an evangelical fundamentalist at any level. And I have many friends that are, but I'm just not there. I once was a charismatic Catholic. But again, you know, we mature and we move on in life. And what I've come to recognize is the value in faith as it applies to our lives in a practical level. So the book Aging with Dignity, Living with Grace really takes you through the journey in real time. When I was hurt and I had a catastrophic brain injury, I would end up losing 80% of my memory. Slowly but surely I had to wind down my production company. I had to sell my last home in the country in Eastern Ontario across from upstate New York. I would lose a wonderful relationship that I was in. I would find my life collapsing around me. And I have to tell you, it was the dark night of the soul. And what I thought was going to be the end of my life, literally, turned out to be the turning point and rebirth of a new life, which has led me to sit here today with you and share the journey I'm on. Because out of that came the decision to start writing books, to share with you, because I'd already started on a book about my childhood, but I had never completed it. And so the events that transpired in 2010, coming up 7 years ago, was the catalyst that propelled me in a new direction in life. And so one of the lessons I want to share in that book with people is that, you know what, don't be afraid of adversity. Don't be afraid of pain. Don't be afraid of when things go wrong. There is always going to be a greater or better opportunity. And what happens in life is the universe, because our outward lives are a reflection of our inner selves. Whatever is going on in your outer life is directly proportionate to what you're experiencing internally. And by that, I don't mean any of it's your fault or anything like that. When we lose a loved one, when people die close to us, when we find ourselves in financial difficulty, emotional difficulty, what happens is that we are given the tools and the gifts, and the 8 steps are the tools by which we can transform whatever adversity we're facing to our advantage. And that's the key to this book. And that's the key to my message here. One of the things on these little 1 and 2 minute videos, you have no idea who I am. You have no idea of anything about me. I can tell you that I'm a dad, I'm a grandfather. I've been married twice. I have 2 remarkable ex-wives, both of whom I'm close to. And, you know, I was married for 20 years. The second time I was married as a teenager. I have 4 wonderful children, Brendan, Laurel, Andrew, and Colleen. All of my kids are amazing and incredibly successful in their own right. And I'm so grateful to be a parent and to have the love and respect of my children, and to be able to be in all of their lives and to have the respect and love of many friends. And I have a lot of friends across the country, in both Canada and the United States and the United Kingdom, where I've spent a great deal of time. And you know, what I want to share with you is how blessed I've been and how grateful I am to have been introduced to Jack Boland's 8 Steps. And the work that I did through that book took me from a place of complete hopelessness to a place of rebirth. And the rebirth has allowed me to recreate my life in a way that I never imagined possible. And along the way, I started outlining the tools, because as I'm losing everything, I'm telling you in real time through my journals, because I have, you know, I've probably written somewhere around 60 scripts of mine have been produced over the years. So I'm a writer. I have a master's degree in screenwriting. So writing for me is, I'm trained as a journalist originally. I helped form the Catholic New Times in Toronto, in the sense that I was in journalism school as a young 23 or 24-year-old. And I helped a Catholic nun named Mary Jo Letty. And we published the first copy of the Catholic New Times while I was at Humber College. And then I went on from there to Simon Fraser University in Vancouver, where I studied both undergraduate and graduate studies in communication theory and political economy and mass media. And I've had this diverse background. I have a background in business. I was a young man on the floor of the Toronto Stock Exchange until I was 21. Then I moved over to be a life underwriter myself, which my dad had been, and I was in that industry for several years. And then I got interested in this, in motivation and the human potential movement, and worked with Earl Nightingale and a man named Bob Proctor that many may know from the movie The Secret. And so where I am today with my books and with my life is that I want to go in a brand new direction where I can be of service to you. And I'm hoping at some point that I might have seminars, that I might be able to come and speak, and that I would share in a general way with you the steps that I took to overcome what was at apparently most medical practitioners. And I had a surgeon say to me, the kind of injury I sustained, 2 out of 100 come back from it. And I know that it came back, and I came back because of the principles contained in the 8 steps, combined with a really radical new medical technology called neurofeedback, which rebooted my brain. And those 2 things contributed in a very meaningful way to this newfound place I have of peace, serenity, and true purpose in the next half of my life. I'm an optimist. I'm in my late 60s, but I have a feeling I'm going to be around for a while. So I hope you have a chance to visit Amazon.com. Aging with Dignity, Living with Grace is being published in the United States by Post Hill Press and distributed through Simon & Schuster. And it is available. You can go to David Brady Books. It's www.davidbradybooks.com. There is another David W. Brady, who's a professor in the United States, and I can't wait to meet him at some point. But sometimes if you don't put the www in front of my name, he will come up. And I don't write as brilliant an academic tome as he does, so I will not in any way claim to be in his category or league. My books are spiritual in nature. They are a manual, a how to survive, overcome adversity, and find true peace of mind, prosperity, and real purpose in the second half of life. So I want to take this opportunity to wish you a very happy new year for 2017 and to personally thank you. And if you get the books, at the back is my email address, and I would love to hear from you. And I would love to hear about any journey you may have experienced, any challenges you may have to overcome, and any stories you would care to share with me. So, thank you so much for spending this time with me. God bless and kind regards.